Hello, Carlos. How are you? Nice to meet you for the first time.
Hey, man. Likewise.
It's a pleasure.
It's a nice little spot you got here, bro.
Thank you. Have a seat.
Good audience you got?
Yes, yes. Well, you know, they're in internet
They're
land.
out there here.
Yes, they're outside on the internet. Thank you for doing this. This is great. What a spot for you. Madison Square Garden with the guys.
Yeah, what
have the vibes been like at that house? I was talking to a coach. He's very understated, but I see your house that you guys are living in right now with the indoor pool and everything.
It's massive, eh? Yeah, it's a dream. It's always been, you know, something you grow up adoring. So it's you know, to be there and with the whole crew as well. It's quite nice. So we've got a big crew, and you know, I guess it's a manifestation.
What do you mean by manifestation?
Oh, it's something that you look at and something you dream of,
right?
You know, especially in the past, but something you can look forward to in the near future.
I'm sure throughout your fighting career, kickboxing, you know, short MMA career, this isn't common, right? Like you've had some humble beginnings, some places that you probably stayed at that pale in comparison to a setting like this.
Yeah, man, I come from the hood, bro. So coming to a mansion like this, it's nice to be in a setting like this.
What do you mean by the hood?
New York, in New York too. I mean, you know, well, we're in New Jersey at the moment, but to be in New York for my very first time, it's a blessing, man.
First time.
First time.
Never been here as a wow.
Growing up, you know, you just watch the movies and just see cartoons and things like that. And this is exactly what I've imagined. I haven't really had a look around the whole city, but just before I come in here, I just had a little tour around the buildings just around here.
Yeah, and, we're near Wall Street here, which is a very famous area. You know, financial district and all that stuff. Okay. And then of course Madison Square Garden. This is every fighter's dream, right?
It is, man.
Legendary. Did you watch when Izzy fought here?
The Colosseum, man. That's it, you know. So yeah. I mean, I did watch the fight, and it's surreal, bro. So I'm excited for it.
More nerves?
Nerves are always going to be there. I think with every fight, and for years to come, there will be nerves for sure. But I think nerves are good, and yeah, as time goes, you know, the nerves will wane. So it's all good.
This is a big difference from how you were introduced to the UFC with the APEX and whatnot. Did you like that? Like, was that a good way to be introduced? Or
Nah. I mean, I didn't like it because you know, I mean, I've fought in China quite a bit where there's a big crowd as well, and it's something that I kind of got used to, the crowd, and I kind of feed off the energy in the crowd, and I enjoy it. You know, I enjoy the people being around, and just I kind of lift off that energy. Just the APEX was different. I felt like I was just in a bit of a dream, just being there. Didn't really feel real, so I'm glad that that's over, and we've got the crowd back. So yeah. So New York's going to be massive, man.
Oh my God, it's
going to rumble.
Atmosphere, and you know, you're fighting a little early on in the card. I will not be in the venue.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for putting me on the spot, Carlos. Wow, this is awkward.
You're the same, bro.
I know. But I'm here. Look where I am. You come to me. It's like the Tonight Show. Do you know the Tonight Show?
I've heard of it.
Like Jay Leno or David Letterman.
Okay. I'm not a massive TV fan, but
Johnny Carson.
I think so.
You know, the stars came to them. They didn't go to the movie premieres. That's kind of like this is the way I tell. You know, I sort of justify. Thank you, my man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Don't leave just yet.
No.
So you're early on in the card, but I've heard Izzy say, are you looking for, you want something? You want a take-home gift?
I know Brad's going to want something, so something that maybe he might want. So.
Well, Eugene came bearing gifts. You came with nothing.
I came with something for you, but I left it in the car.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. What do you make of like Izzy being there from the beginning for your fight? That's rare.
Yeah.
Some guys will watch it in the hotel, but he's like, no, I'll be there from the beginning. That means he's going to probably
be there. He's going to be there from the beginning?
He said that.
Well, that's it. I mean, because
it's like 7 hours he's going to be there.
This is the culture that Eugene brings into the team. Is you know, once one of our team members are there, we're all there. So I think that's the special thing about our team and our culture. So yeah,
he doesn't even have a choice. Probably
he doesn't, man.
No, he doesn't. So I'm giving him
the
credit.
Orchestra. He's the one that orchestrates the whole thing. So and that's why I guess the team is so successful. And yeah, it's good.
I want to be coached in life by Eugene.
But, yeah.
He's just such an inspiring guy. I just want to listen to him.
I think you're coached really well, man. I think you're doing good.
So? Oh, well, thank you. But I like the way he speaks. I like his philosophy on life. I like that he's no nonsense. He never sugarcoats. And we just spoke, I don't know if you were listening to the chat, but we talked about this moment where he had to kind of put his foot down.
Yeah.
He said that you guys were a little too complacent.
Oh, yeah.
And he even gives me more than I asked for, but he said, you know, the first one to get on board was Dan, then it was you, then it was Brad, then it was Izzy.
Okay.
Could you tell me about this when he said that this was a side of himself that he hasn't really shown, where he felt like he had to really give you guys a kick in the butt, and that initially it fractured the team a little bit. What do you recall from all of this?
Well, I guess everyone responds to something like that differently. Everyone would just take it on differently. I motivate myself, and just like many other guys in the team, motivate themselves anyway. But it's really good to have something like that for different people to push them at some points of the training camp. So I guess this was more of like a emotional part for everyone to I guess bond together as a team, and everyone responded to it differently. I took it on and I said, hey, you know what, I continued my training anyway and just did my thing, and it was just
Seemed intense.
It was intense at the time, but I mean, if you know Eugene, he's an intense person, and that's I guess that's what you need as a coach, So yeah.
Did you feel like it was warranted?
Yeah. I mean, if someone told you, that you needed to put your foot down, how would you respond? So I mean, you can take it on however you want to. I mean, you could work harder in the office, or you can learn to just, I don't know, do your own thing, whatever. But I took it on pretty well, and just continued being me and did my thing anyway. I kind of took it as it was a team thing, not anything individually. So I think it was more of for us to push together as a team. There's people out there working hard, and let's fucking do it. Let's just smash this whole thing and make sure everyone knows that we're the best.
I was watching Izzy's video blog, and I think it was like your last day, one of your last days of training, and it seemed like everyone's family was there. I saw his parents there because I recognized them, but there were kids running around. Is that something that you guys do at the end of camp? Like, does everyone get to come together? Is it a celebration of sorts? What is that?
I guess so. I mean, it's always really good to, especially when we're going overseas or crossing overboard. So it's something that our family members or team, the broad team with the whole gym, get to come out and watch us do our hard training. This is the hard, the training that we all don't look forward to during the week.
This is the infamous spider?
This is the infamous spider.
Okay. And what is the spider specifically?
It's a secret, but
oh, it is a secret.
It's tough.
I viewed it as like multiple opponents.
Yeah, it is multiple opponents, but it's just a simulator for the fight.
Okay.
It's something we all dread. But it's 15.
It's brutal.
Well, it's a couple minutes of work, but it's just the hardest.
And it's
gets our heart rate going.
There's nothing tougher.
I guess you don't win in that one.
Okay.
You don't win. So you're gonna have those moments in the fight, and I guess it's a simulator for that.
And are you wearing headgear for that, or is it just?
I think you can option. No, we don't have headgear.
Okay,
but,
so this is like full on.
We're getting smashed, man.
With multiple opponents.
We're getting fucked up. Yeah.
Holy shit! And families watching this?
Families watching.
Oh gosh.
Watching us get killed in there. So I guess that's what it is. Is that they come in, they watch us, and they understand the kind of training that we're going through, and understanding that we're ready for this to go aboard and fight the best in the world. So yeah.
By the way, so I was doing a little bit of research on you, first time speaking to you. How come the first thing when I type in Google, I type in your name, you know what the first thing that comes up is as a like a recommended search?
What is it?
It's wife.
Wife.
Why? Carlos Ulberg wife. Why is everyone looking up to see if you're married or not?
No idea. Maybe they're just curious. Hey,
it's the number one thing, not record, not knockout, it's wife. That's the first one.
Everyone's,
Are you married?
I'm not married. No, I'm not.
So people are probably happy about that.
I have a beautiful family, but I'm not married. But
okay, so you're spoken for.
Yeah, for sure.
You are taken. You're off the market.
I look after my life. I make sure my life is my life outside of my fighting.
Everyone's so curious about
curious.
Yeah.
They just keep the business to themselves.
You're no more ladies' man. Ladies' night.
Ladies' night.
Ladies' night. You're now Black.
The Black Jag.
Why did we change the nickname?
It was always there. It was always there. It's
okay.
always been there. I mean, I think like most fighters, you just have many different names that have been given to them, whatever. But my one has just been this because Tekken King and he has a similar life story. King, you know, from Tekken, you know the one.
No, I have no idea.
So he's the Jaguar.
Video game?
It is Tekken, the Street Fighter game.
Ah, yes.
Street game, sorry.
Yeah.
He has a very similar story where he grew up pretty similar in my life.
Okay.
And I think, I really love Jaguars from years and years ago, but I guess that's it.
So no more ladies' night.
Ladies' night was given to me by Dan Hennessy, who's a commentator back in New Zealand. He was like, okay, you're either going to be ladies' night. It was my very first fight ever, MMA fight. This was a professional fight. I was like, okay, what's your fight name? I said, bro, I don't have one. I'm just here. I've only got 2 weeks notice. I was like, okay, I'm going to give you either Ladies Night or Baywatch. And I was like, holy
Jesus.
shit. I don't know. So
I think Ladies Night better. Although I found Ladies Night to be a little bit weird because it's like you're a person, not an evening.
Yeah, it was weird because I was doing Ladies Nights back in the day.
You were? Oh shit, that's why.
I was hosting Ladies Nights.
Did he know that?
No, I don't think. I'm not sure. I don't.
What are the chances?
But I think maybe he was.
What do you mean by hosting?
I was hosting parties, ladies' nights.
But does that mean you're not partaking? You're just the host?
I was hosting, making sure everyone, you know, all the ladies are there.
Wow, what a gig!
What a gig, right?
Was it a good gig?
Party every Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
A lot of money? Probably more than the early days fighting, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was young. I was curious. I was ambitious. So
wow, good for you. How long did you do that for?
I was partying about 3 years.
3 years. And why did you stop?
Because I wanted to pursue fighting. I was playing rugby at the time. I kind of was just going out every weekend. Didn't think it was very healthy for me. I was traveling around to New Zealand, Australia, quite a bit of the islands around New Zealand. But I figured it wasn't healthy for me. You know, I thought, you know, let's have a challenge in life. Started winning fights and thought, okay, let's just take this seriously and let's continue this pathway into something greater.
Did Coach Eugene tell you to stop?
Well, no, I started off with another coach who was also a coach of Eugene as well. Lolo Hemuli, who was another coach of many guys in New Zealand. And it was kind of my own thought where I thought, okay, I needed a challenge in life, and I can't see myself partying every Thursday,
drinking,
Friday, Saturday.
and everything, probably.
Which it was nice at the time.
I bet. And what are these, like bachelorette parties and stuff? Do you guys have that?
No. I mean, I didn't stand for that. It was more of just people would pay me to. Well, I didn't want to stoop down that low.
Oh, that's low?
No, I just thought, you know, I mean, I'd rather just get paid to show up and
do you come with like an army of guys or what? Like what are you hosting exactly? What's going on?
It's ladies' nights. It's just
at a house or does it matter?
Club
Wow.
events. So they just put me on posters and say,
so you were like a big deal. This was like Carlos is in town. You were like on the marquee.
I used to do TV shows a while ago, and then that blew up in the scene that I was in, and then from there kind of just filtered from there.
Amazing. But never on The Bachelor.
Never on The Bachelor because at that time I had a partner, and then I thought, okay, maybe I won't do that.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that was a good idea. But then they also gave me the opportunity to do it again as I was single at the time. And I thought, okay, now I'd rather do my career because this would mean I'd have to take off 2 months of training to do shooting and stuff like that. So
do you regret that?
No way. No way. I'm here, man. I'm talking to you. Look at me, man.
I know, but just look at me. Look at you. You're right. Madison Square Garden. All right, fine. What do you talk? You said your background, like Tekken. Like you said you came from the hood.
Came from the hood.
Like how humble were these beginnings?
I mean, nothing like the hood over here, but I mean, this is the hood from where I am from, New Zealand.
Yeah.
The hood in New Zealand. It's. I guess I was a troubled child.
You get into trouble?
I got into a lot of trouble.
Fights and
never
stuff?
started trouble, but I'd always finish the trouble. I was the pretty boy that would always never back down on a fight. So
people pick on you?
Got picked on a lot.
Really?
Always backed up the person that got picked on as well.
Nice.
Never loved bullies. I hated bullies.
Yeah.
So I was always the person to save the bully. I was basically the superhero.
Respect.
Which is what we are now.
Yeah.
But I've growing up in the hood like that, it was tough, but I guess that's what molded me into the person that I'm now. And grateful.
And why did you want to become a fighter?
The challenge, man. The challenge. I mean, rugby league. I mean, I grew up fighting on the street a lot. As I told you, and people knew about it. People knew that I was a street fighter. People knew that I could take a punch, give a punch, and the challenge was I was either playing rugby or I was fighting. Rugby was nice. It was good. It was very practical, very, and I decided, okay, I'm either going to do this or I'm going to fight. I started getting my hand raised a few more times, and I enjoyed it, man. Every time I'd go out to parties or to these events, people knew that I was a fighter, so they wouldn't pick on me. And that was one of the motivators for me as well, was every time I'd go out, I'd end up in a fight because I was the pretty boy. I'd be like, I'm pick on this guy, you know,
Yeah.
you know, a bit of jealousy or whatever. So from the time that I started fighting, started getting my hand raised a bit more and more, I wasn't getting into fights anymore.
Word got around.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And I was like, okay, I can go out and not get into fights. And then yeah, it was more of that was part of a motivator for me. Not the most of the motivation, but yeah.
Why did you transition from kickboxing to MMA?
I think MMA was the initial idea anyway.
It was.
My very first fight was MMA, professional MMA. And then I thought, okay, if after I think 3 wins of MMA, I thought to myself, okay, if I'm gonna continue winning, I may as well do this seriously. So I went back to basics and I went back to boxing, and went with this coach Lolo who taught me a bit of boxing. Did that for a couple of years, got better at that. Couldn't get fights in boxing. As you know, it's hard to get fights in boxing. So I thought, okay, now it's time for me to transition to kickboxing. Did well in kickboxing, went over to China, did a few fights, made a contract over there and did really well over there, and then enjoyed it, and then started to come back to MMA. And this is, well, during my kickboxing career as well, I was with Eugene and Bareman. And then I transitioned from the kickboxing scene to MMA, which it is hard, but at the time, you know, I think a lot of the boys were still transitioning as well at the time. And we were all kind of just learning together the whole logistics of MMA. So I think we're all on that same path, but it's all just been like a real quick elevation for us.
Yes, and there's like, you know, there's a big spotlight on you guys because of CKB, Izzy. It's crazy. This small gym from New Zealand now, you know, you guys are taking over Manhattan and all this stuff. Because you're the one to kick it off, is there a level of pressure that comes? You want to start the night on the right foot. Do you think about,
Oh, okay. Nah, I mean, look, man, I get to be the curtain raiser, the opener for the show. So I get to get it over and done with, and then come back and watch the boys fight and do their thing. And we're going over there, or we're coming here to complete the mission and get those 4 wins. So once I get my fight done, the mission's not complete until all 4 of us have done. So I go get my fight done, do what I need to do, and then the boys will get theirs done, and then we all celebrate together. That's how I see it.
You're on a roll right now. Contender Series went well. The first fight in the UFC did not. It
went well. Because it taught me. It taught me a lot.
Okay, so that was the question. What did you learn from that?
I learned a lot. I think, I mean, because I've been so used to knocking people out, getting the finish pretty easily, and then it taught me how to be more patient. It taught me that I am not invincible. It taught me that there's so much more behind the scenes that it taught me. So I started to learn a bit more, study a bit more, learn a bit more about the MMA, watch more fights, understand a bit more. So yeah, I think it was more of a blessing than anything else.
So you say that now with time between you and the fight sitting here. Initially, though, how did you handle the loss?
Initially, I think it didn't take me too long to I guess accept it, accept the loss. It didn't take me too long at all. This was during the COVID as well, and we had 2 weeks inside the inside in the hotel in MIQ. So I had 2 weeks.
You had to sit there.
Well, 2 weeks to reflect.
Yeah.
2 weeks to reflect on what was more important,
right.
The loss or life or this and that. I had a lot of time to myself, so I think that was I really did enjoy those times of the MIQ. Those.
Were you by yourself?
Well, no, we had the whole team. We had quite a bit of the team with us as well at the time. Who did we have at the time? This was with myself, Izzy. We had Kai as well. And Yeah, I had Andre, who was my room partner, so we had to share the rooms, and it was nice. It was nice to have Andre with me. It was quite good. Gave me a lot of boost throughout the time of the loss. But yeah, I took it on really well. I think it gave me a lot. I think on that very first week, I was like, okay, I took that loss, then I picked myself up really quickly, and I said, let's move on. Let's start to watch more. Let's start to learn a bit more, because I'm still in this. You know what I mean? It's not over till it's over. So, yeah.
How would you describe, the big fight for Izzy here? He's kind of, I guess, the face of the team as 100%. Far as the fighters are concerned. Eugene, obviously, the leader. How would you describe, the aura, the vibe right now around him? Because there's some history here, right? Your fight, you're just fighting a guy from Romania, basically. Sure. There's no history there. He's got some serious history. How would you describe him?
I think he's peaking really well and a very good time. I think he's doing awesome, and I think the fans, the UFC, are in for a big show. I think it's from what I see, it's massive.
Really,
he's on a very good. Yeah, he's peaking, man. He's at his very, very high at the moment.
Would you say the same for everyone? Like, do you feel like together, I saw the picture of you guys together, the four of you, you all look freaking jacked and in tremendous shape. Just doing all of this together, would you say like rising tide lifts all boats? Does it feel like that sort of thing?
We all feed off each other.
Yeah.
And, as one's peaking, we all kind of just feed off that energy. And the team too. The team, can't forget the guys that we come with.
Right.
We brought along a lot of the guys from New Zealand, and everyone's kind of lifting each other up. Our coaching as well, everyone's lifting each other back home as well. A lot of the guys, they have a lot of confidence in us. So I think the mission that we're set to do is close, man, and we're fucking ready.
Wow, that's a promo right there, Carlos. I like that.
Insane.
No more talking. Enough. You guys didn't even do a lot of talking going into this fight, to be honest.
Nah.
Not a lot of media.
Nah.
Just keeping it in-house. Eugene put his foot down.
Yep.
We're not here for the feelings.
Got our ass kicked a bit.
Yeah, you got your ass kicked.
Yeah.
We don't care about your feelings. We're not your friends.
Nah.
Go out there and perform.
That's it.
You ain't shit. He said it. He said you're.
He said we're not shit.
Well, no, actually, he said worse. He said you guys are all just another piece of shit. Something like that.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah. No, he did say that. Did he not say that, guys? He said everyone's. I said because Izzy's the man.
Yeah.
He's just so brutally honest.
Yeah, we need to hear that, because a lot of outside of the gym, we get praised a lot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So we need to be balanced.
Right.
I think it's good to have that balance inside the behind the cameras, with all the camera shit gone out of the way. We do need to hear that within. It's nice.
A little humbling.
But how you heard about that? I don't know.
How did he was just sitting here.
Yeah, but
30 minutes ago.
You would have asked the question, right?
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have.
That's a good. You know why I heard about that?
How did you hear about that, man?
I'll tell you. It's very easy. I do my research. You guys did no media leading up to this fight, except you spoke to one person.
Yeah.
You spoke to this gentleman in New Zealand, Combat TV, and I watched all those interviews.
You went that deep.
Oh yeah.
Big old Tony, eh?
Legend. I like this guy.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah.
He did my very first.
You did two interviews with him leading up to this fight. I watched both of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He did my very first interview for my very first fight, and then a few more leading up to to my career. So he's been there for a long time. Plus, he would have done a lot of interviews back in the day.
Yeah.
So he's been there.
I love it. Yeah, he posted something of Izzy training 7 years ago in this small gym.
So yeah, you were saying you what?
I watched it and I heard Coach Eugene say you guys were getting complacent. I was like, oh God, now I can't wait.
You really do your research. You got a lot of time.
What do you think?
How do you find your time when you're so busy?
I got 3 kids.
Man. You do, eh?
Yeah.
See, I know.
I don't have, but you know what I do? How many kids you have?
I've got 2 kids.
You have 2 kids. How old?
One is 12, turning 13.
Oh, wow.
He's going into college. I was going into high school.
Yeah.
And one is 4 months.
4 months?
4 months, man.
Wow.
Yeah, blessings.
You rewound the tape, as I like to say. Like you were out of the woods and you went all the way back to diapers.
That's it.
God bless.
Yeah.
4-month-old doing okay?
Yeah, he's
all
doing
good?
awesome.
All right. Sleeping, sort of?
Yeah, different to my first one. My first one was, he was easy as, man. The second one is a bit more trouble, but especially during a camp, it's like, shit, no, got to have my own room. But yeah, he's a blessing too. And,
So to answer your question, when I have big opportunities like this to speak to people like you, Eugene, Dan, Brad, Izzy, I try to find the obscure stuff, the stuff that not everyone is watching. And then if I, like this morning, I went on a run, I just listen to them all. Or if I drive into the studio, I live an hour away, I just listen to it all. So I immerse myself in it. And then I feel like, I don't write any questions, but it's all just in here.
Wonderful. I can see that. Yeah, nice.
Out of respect, you guys are coming in. I should, nothing drives me crazier than someone sits here and like, so tell me.
Yeah, it just reads off the,
nah, this is horrible.
Take note.
Yeah, it's annoying, right? Because I even feel like you guys get turned off.
Yes.
Like,
yes,
I don't say you specifically, the athlete or the...
It feels like more of an interrogation than anything, right?
So tell me, today who wants... You going out with a mate to have coffee, you don't bring a sheet of...
This is why you're the best, man.
Well, I don't think I'm reinventing the wheel. It's just like personal connection, right?
I love it, yeah.
So that's what we do. Lovely to meet you. I wish you the
all
best.
This time I thought that was actually real, the whole... back of the scenes because I've watched.
What do you mean? It is real, Carlos.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? No, I'm talking about the lights and stuff.
Well, the dead giveaway.
Nice, man.
I appreciate it.
Got here.
Yeah, if you have anything that you want us to put in here.
Or take out.
I don't know about take out. It's not really like, but we should.
Nah, I did. I really did have something for you, but I left it in the damn car. We were rushed to get out to get the parking. And then, but
I made a
next
mistake
time.
with this because there's a car here, and if you look, if you're watching, like,
I think
why
that's
would the
where
car
I parked, right there.
Yeah, exactly. The car just never moves. But we've got some great stuff here. Some people have made the wall because they had to earn it.
Yeah.
Like Virna over there walked out to Island Boys, so she was immortalized.
Who? Sorry.
Virna Janjiroba over there on the
right.
I said, if anyone wants to walk out to this specific song, I will immortalize you if you do so. And she did. Old Jessica Rose Clark over here walked out to Sexy Boy, and so she got immortalized.
Oh, awesome.
So if you'd like to do anything to get in our good graces, we'll immortalize you.
So what do I need to do then? Tell me.
You know what? I have to think here.
What shall I walk up to? Give me a...
This is ladies' night, and I feel all right. I mean, have you ever walked out to that?
I've thought about it, but this is I have actually in one of my fights in King of the Ring back in New Zealand. I have,
Would you do it?
I don't know. We'll have to.
If you do it,
I promise you.
Why can't you promise? Well, I'll just
because
throw it out there.
I'm not a man of making promises and not delivering. So I'll make sure.
I'll just throw it out there. If you do it, you will be where will I be amongst the gods. Pick your spot. Pick your spot.
Right here.
Well, I don't know what. You want your face right there? I'll put your face there. If that's what you want.
I don't know where. Okay, let's
amongst the gods. We also have some real estate over here.
Right,
look at Casey O'Neill over there. She's over there. She got put because she showed up to the media day.
Who's this over here?
That's
is this Rose? No, is this Casey? I thought so.
Yeah, you know why? She showed up to the media day, the UFC media day, wearing my T-shirt.
Oh, nice. Okay, then ladies.
Immortalization.
Immortalization. I love that. Deal, brother.
Think about it.
Let me think about it.
All right. You think about it. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bro.
Amen. And good luck on Saturday.
Can't
wait. There he is, Carlos Ulberg. What a legend.
What's that?
So Virna gave me this as a thank you. She made this. This is handmade.
Yeah, wow.
What did you bring me? You brought me something that's still in the car.
Give you a nice, give you a hug, brother.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
What a legend.
Give you a hug.
What a legend.